There is a simple equation Paul Graham wrote that every founder needs to tattoo onto their brain. It is 1 divided by 1 minus n. This 5-second calculation will tell you if any equity deal is worth taking, whether it's YC, a VC, or your first hire. Hey, my name is Arjun Mahadevan. I'm the CEO and founder of doola.com, a Y Combinator-backed startup here in New York City that's raised over $13 million. This equation is one that I wish I knew from day zero. But better late than never, I'm going to teach it to you today. And this is going to answer, is Y Combinator worth 7%? But the beauty of this equation is you can use it for any conversation, whether it's YC, an investor, or any hire you were trying to make. So here's the equation. It's so stupid simple. 1 divided by 1 minus n. So let's start with Y Combinator. Y Combinator takes 7% of your business. So there's a ton of debate saying 7%, that's a ton. That's a ton of hires you can make. But here's the beauty of this equation. Let's input 7%. So 1 divided by 1 minus n equals 0.07 or 7%. 1 divided by 0.93 equals 1.075. Now, the way to interpret this is, if an equity investment can improve your business's outcomes or successes by more than or equal to that percent, it's worth doing. So in this case here, you input 0.07, you get out 1.075. So the question to ask is, do you think Y Combinator's 7% can improve your business by at least 7.5%? So I'll say that one more time. You input the number, you see what comes out, and you have to ask yourself, is giving up this much equity, or N, equal to, or am I going to get more value than 7.5%? Now, I'll just answer. In this case, and this is why Paul Graham thought it was incredible people thought YC was a bad deal, I think absolutely Y Combinator can increase the odds of success or the value of your company by 7.5%. I actually think alone, just saying you're a YC company can increase your valuation by more than that. Now, there's always nuance, so let me say this. I was in YC as a first-time founder. And the way I view things is, hey, you need to stack the deck. So if you have never started a company before, maybe you're selling to other B2B companies, maybe you have a distribution channel that's through YC, whatever it is, I actually think there's a ton of inherent value. But let's say you started 10 companies before. Maybe you're funding the company with your own money. Maybe you're not selling to startups or LLCs at all. You're selling to a different industry outright that isn't even in San Francisco. Maybe then in that case, it doesn't make sense. Or maybe you're not even raising venture capital. But the overall point here is using YC. My unequivocal answer is yes. YC is worth 7% because I think for any new business, you need to stack the deck. And I view stacking the deck as taking all the help you can get. And I do think that a YC investment, when you're early on, can increase the odds or the value of your company by 7.5%. Now, what's cool about this framework is you can use it for anything. So let's say you're hiring an employee and the employee asks for 0.5% or 0.01% or 1%. You can actually start to input it into this equation and think, are they going to give that much or more value in terms of the calculation? So let's do one more example. A top tier VC might ask for 30% of your company. And if you input that into the equation, that means the VC has to improve your outcome or increase the value by 43%. Now that's large, but here's the thing. A top tier VC might actually be able to increase your odds or your valuation by 43%. How? Well, through the capital, through the distribution, through the name brand you get for hiring. It actually might be possible. So whether you're evaluating 7% from YC, 30% from a top tier VC, or an employee who's asking for 0.01%, 0.5, or even 1%, this equation works for everything. And that's it. It's really that simple. This equation can be used for everything. And I challenge you, the next time you're thinking about an equity decision, run it through this framework. And again, I'll say this at the end of the day, I really do think that Doola wouldn't be where it is today without Y Combinator. I do think they've increased the valuation by well more than 7.5%. The Y Combinator Continuity Fund invested in Doola. I've even done a full dedicated video on all of the value post Y Combinator demo day. You can check that video out on my channel, or we'll drop a link down below in the description. Point being said though, use this equation, and I actually think, again, in life, in most things, success is binary. Stack the deck, take the 7%. There's my candid answer. Now, I welcome your candid take too. If you disagree with me, please drop down below in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. If you have any other questions about my Y Combinator journey, please ask down below. I'm more than happy to help. And if you yourself are starting or scaling a business, this is exactly why Doola exists, so you can focus on what you do best while Doola handles the rest. You can schedule a free demo with our team today. That link is down below too. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.